Hey guys, it's Mike here, and welcome to another video I'm bringing you here today, which is going to be, Were They Helpful? Yes, it's back and better than ever. And I have my old guest back, who is really my partner in this series, because I pretty much have him on all of them, and people always are like, when's he going to come back for the next one? And so we got it right here and right now, and his name is...
I'm back and better than ever.
Shout out to the maybe 5% of my audience who gets that reference.
I'm sure some of you will get it. Yes, I am the Emperor, the most handsome YouTuber ever, and the one who makes no mistakes. Geekdom.
And if he makes them, he'll cover them up.
That's right. That's right. Well, I made one mistake recently with these fake, not fake, but I got fooled by fake episode leaks. But remember, so did Herms. So if I'm in the company of the great Herms, it's all right.
But yeah, so today basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the topic on the current guardian, or wait, God,
there you go,
of
baby.
the Earth.
There you go, baby.
Dende. We're going to be saying, was Dende helpful in Dragon Ball Z? And I guess Dragon Ball Super up until right now, but maybe we should save that for another video. What do you think, Danny?
Well, when Super's over, I'm sure you can revisit some of these or maybe do like a list, but
that is true. So let's do a little bit of preview for that in this episode. So Danny, man, do you think Dende was helpful, man?
Not only was Dende helpful, I would say Dende was one of the most helpful characters in the series. They needed Dende. It goes beyond helpful at this point. They needed Dende. Dende was the only one who could speak to the Namekian Super Shenlong, otherwise known as Porunga or Polunga. Either way is fine. Because the dragon will only take wishes in Namekian. So they needed Dende. And the key point, and other than that, of course, there's more to it, but other than that, I think that's the most important thing. Well, the second most important thing he did in the series was wish to Porunga. And the first two wishes were to resurrect Piccolo and bring him onto Namek, which is kind of a waste of a wish. Sorry, Quinn. but it really wasn't, though, because Piccolo did fight second form Frieza and stall for time. So in some ways it's like, okay, Frieza could have killed him at any time, but to me, that's a very important thing. Not to mention Dende's healing abilities were very, very, very useful. And then, of course, the climax of that arc is when Dende wished to the dragon to send everybody to Earth, which was the most important wish that he had made, in the series up until that point, because it allowed Goku and Frieza to fight on Namek, and the Namekians and the rest of the crew not to have to worry about the planet blowing up. Then when they went to Earth, Dende had to speak to the dragon in order to resurrect Tenshin Han, Yamcha, Chaozu, Krill, all those guys. So, yeah, Dende's pretty fucking helpful. Then later on in the series, when Kami and Piccolo fused, who the hell did they get to create new Dragon Balls? It was Dende. Now, you could obviously say, well, they could have got any Namekian to do that. Yes, that's true, but they chose Dende because they have a previously established relationship with him. Not to mention, during the Buu arc, they again needed Dende so that they could not only speak to the dragon, but also upgrade the Dragon Balls, which was retconned about 3 times. And they also needed him to be helpful at the end of the series with the healing.
Oh, yeah.
With the healing. So yes, Dende was extremely helpful. In fact, the real shit, Dende is more helpful than about a third of the Z Fighters. Seriously.
Oh, easily. Also, another big thing that you did hint at a little bit, but another really big thing is that Dende was incredibly crucial in the defeat of Majin Buu. Now, of course, we could say that, Goku was an idiot for not just bringing Gohan and Gotenks there, like actually when he had the chance to save them instead of saving Dende and, Mr. Satan when they could just wish them back, or, stuff like that. But when they actually went to New Namek with the Supreme Kai, the Kaioshin, they actually did, in fact, use him to actually wish back all the people of Earth so they could make the Genki Dama, the Spirit Bomb, and they used him also to wish to give Goku back all of his energy so he could defeat Buu and actually detonate the Spirit Bomb. So this guy just has so many actual examples that allow us to say that this guy was incredibly helpful.
Yeah, let's be real about this one too. Dende, I hate to say it, but it's true. Dende was a much more useful god of Earth than Kami. Way much more useful. Kami, anybody who can create Dragon Balls is useful, but the Dragon Balls that Dende made were better, he was more useful in that he could, heal. He had a communication directly with Namek, which Kami did not have. So yeah, I think Dende was. I mean, dude, you can't sit here and say he wasn't helpful. I just don't understand the logic behind that because he wasn't.
Another thing that I think is really important about Dende, is that
he's green.
He ain't mean green though. He's little green. There are some other things that Dende definitely has done. Like, it was also Dende who, in Dragon Ball Super, for example, Dende was someone who gave the thumbs up to Piccolo to say that Beerus is a god, even though, not Beerus, Goku was a god, even though, Piccolo should have been able to sense God Ki at that point. Now, Dende, I do feel like, though, Dende might have been maybe the only Namekian they could have gotten, though, to be honest. I mean, they could have taken one by force, but when they first brought up the idea of using a Namekian, it did seem like all the other Namekians actually were pretty, adverse to the idea of going to Earth.
Yeah, Dende had a relationship with them, so he was okay with moving there permanently and standing on the lookout for the rest of his life. What a great life.
So I do kind of wonder, I wonder how they even breathe up there, but I do kind of wonder, if any of the other Namekians even would have gone with Dende at that point in time, or, with Goku to Earth, as opposed to Dende, if he died, and was not wished back.
Yeah. I mean, dude, there's just no way you can't say he's helpful. Even if we never saw him again after the Namek arc, the Frieza saga, even if we never saw him again, I think he would still be one of the most useful characters because he's literally the only guy who's really good friends with the Z Fighter, especially Gohan, that could talk to the Namekian dragon. That's the most important thing. He is responsible for bringing everybody back to life. I mean, that's a big thing.
Yeah, the case is out, though, whether or not he or King Kai or Roshi, maybe, are, the most important character in the series, though, because each of those characters is just so important, and we'll go into each of them, individually in the future, but, King Kai, what he did, too, forget the Dragon Balls, if he didn't train Goku, everyone would be dead, if he didn't, there's so many things that King Kai aided, and he's the one who told them where Namek was in the first place, so,
yes.
It's gonna be, it's hard to say that Dende is the most helpful, but he's definitely up there. So I think that we both pretty much agree Dende was incredibly helpful in the series and arguably one of the most helpful, period. Even counting Goku. Sometimes Dende cleaned up Goku's mess. But yeah, this has been another edition of Were They Helpful, in which we were talking about Dende, the god or guardian of the Earth in the Funimation dub. Tell us your own thoughts down below. Do you think Dende was helpful? I'd be very curious to know what your possible argument for him not being helpful would be, but let us know down below. Also, don't forget to, of course, go over to Geekdom101, check him out, subscribe, and as I always say, stick around, because there's a lot more to come in the future.
He's too puny. He has to go to the gym and work on his triceps and biceps and glutes and quads. Wow. Then
it's time for Little D to become Big D again.
No.